Okay, folks, sorry about that. Trying to come to you live again. That's, again, technology. It happens. But lost the signal there, and now I'm back now. We try to get the feed up and running on this phone so I can monitor you. Okay, great. So, check in with me if you're back with me. Love to hear from you. Love to see you. Great. So, I'll give everybody a chance to rejoin us. What I was saying, if you saw us on the feed before, just a minute ago, we actually do a lot of different activities, and this is one of the many. I've been doing this for years. I find the more activity, the more enticement you can give the dog, especially a husky, because they need to be challenged. They're a close breed to their ancestors, the wolves themselves, actually, and they're very prey driven and very independent, so they have a lot of those traits and qualities within them. Obviously they're domesticated, but some people might beg to differ because they're a wild group of hounds. But of course, let me just can't do this. Okay, sorry, we paused for a second there. Wow. Back with you. Yeah, so and you can see these guys they've been well exercised this week, so they're kind of calm. And the heat today, and I've already done a lap around the field here, so they've got anywhere from 1 mile to 2 miles in them in a matter of 20 some minutes. So that's with us getting set up and everything. Usually I try to get the eldest dog, Princess, 2 to 3 miles on one of our adventures, and the other dogs I try to get anywhere from 4 to 10 miles, depending on it. And if you've seen us in the winter or in the cooler times, you'll know we can run 20 to 30 miles, depending on what we're doing, what activity we're doing. So Zara's getting ready to get excited. He sees Jim coming. Jim's going to load one of the toys, or flag, we call it a toy, onto the pulley system, and he's going to run it, and Zara's going to chase it. You can see Jim's looking for where he can get access to title. And you can see Princess, she's up. She hears the machine. Again, Princess pushing close to 15. Hello, Cheryl. Sorry if I lost you before. Again, that technology thing. I know, Cheryl, you've been with us for a while. We used to do, and I still do, the crazy nighttime runs. I just haven't broadcast them as much lately. I'd love to start doing that. I have a cousin up in Philadelphia, I'm in Maryland, who used to watch it all the time, and she's always like, love to see you broadcast again like that. Here comes the flag. You see Princess, and Zara caught it. He's not supposed to, but he does. Well, Zara, good boy. No, Zara. And you don't want to take, good boy. You don't want to take all his fun away.
Tangle around Princess.
Is it? Oh, I see it. Oh, Princess. She's standing right on it.
I don't know if she's standing on it or it's tangled around.
I think she's standing on it. Come on, good girl. Good girl. There we go. Cool. So you can see that wasn't hurting her at all, but that can. Did he pull it off, Jim? I think the flag's off. Or no. Now Chase, that's R-rated there. I apologize. Actually, that happens a lot between male dogs. It's a dominant thing. And Zara stops whenever the machine stops. Chase says, "Oh, now I can get Zorro. He's not running around. He's too lazy to chase him when he's running around." But there he goes. So, and Zara doesn't care, and I'll stop it. Chase, good boy. Just gotta mention it to him. It's not to a point where it bothers Zorro or anything, but it's a dominance thing. They'll all do it to each other. They won't do it to the female because Princess is the boss, and she says, "I'm not having any of that." So I was talking with Cheryl. And hey Bonnie, how are you? Great to see you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for saying hello. Love to do some of these night runs with everybody again. So the night runs, in case you've never been on them, Cheryl's been with us on many virtually, and it's always been great. The night runs are, I take the dogs out at night on the sled on wheels, if you will, the dog cart, the 3- and 4-wheeled bikes, where the dogs run alongside. And I do it at night because it's cooler, of course, at night. In the summer, it extends the season because during the summer days, it's hard to take them out in the warmth. So nighttime's cooler. You can take them out then, and when they're just trotting and not working so much, it works perfectly fine for them, and it gives them activity and exercise. Excuse me. So we have a lot of fun, and because the dogs require more rest stops, we've actually learned to ghost hunt in between our running at night. And it's really cool to ghost hunting because I'm in it for the history aspect. A lot of these places are pretty historical. On the East Coast of the United States. There's a lot of Civil War remnants and history throughout the areas we roam, as well as other American history. So they're kind of fun to explore. And when you add this ghost hunting aspect, I've become a little bit of a, not quite an expert, but a well-seasoned guy on it, because we have found an expert who is actually was part of the Paranormal Society. He goes with us. The machine's running, as you see. Zorro's checking out the flag, and he's taught us a lot. And yep, the ghost hunting, exactly. Excuse me. It's really grown since I broadcast last. We created another Facebook channel called Werewolf, because the dogs got us into this. Werewolves, WEREWOOF, as in Frank, S as in Sam, werewolves. And it's also werewolves.com to tell about it. But love the history aspect. And we really built up our arsenal of equipment. So we're prepared to come in contact with any energies that may be out there. And it causes us to learn. Here comes Zorro. He's racing the flag now. So the flag's moving roughly at 25 to 30 miles per hour. And Zorro's flying after it. Princess is barking at it. She's feeling good. She likes just doing that little chase, and that's good for her. Zorro's boogieing on down the other way. So he knows the flag's going to end up on that side, and that's what I mean by shortcutting it. If we were at a different area, he would actually be chasing the flag more than trying to shortcut it. And Jim's stopping it to play cat and mouse. You see, Chase is going to try to get in on his buddy Zorro. Look at this confrontation. He's trying, but he knows Zorro's focused on it. Let's see if he...
Stuck. He's gonna eat.
It's stuck?
He's gonna eat.
Zorro's going to eat it. So I don't know if he can... Chase! Chase! You're on live TV, dude. Chase! Come on. Good boy. Zorro! Trying to keep him off of it so we can... When he pulls on it, it comes off the pulleys, and we have to usually fix it. It's somewhere on this big course. So Jim will get on the scooter, and he'll go down and try to figure out where it came off so we can put it back on. So it's constant work. Look at Princess. She waited for Jimmy. Oh, he pulled it off. Zorro! Good boy. So he's pulled the flag off. I didn't want him to, but again, on a real lure coursing setup, the dogs are not allowed to come in, official rules, into contact with the lure, the toy, the string, the flag. You can see he jumped right in. He's cooling himself down. Princess is over checking out her. Again, at her age, almost 14 years old, I encourage all the curiosity, all the exploring she wants to do. It's all really healthy for her. It keeps her engaged, and it keeps her exercising instead of just laying around all day. Plenty of time for napping and laying around at the house. This is the time to get out and enjoy the day and get some exercise in. And Chase is saying, "What's up, Dad? What's up, Zorro?" And you can see Jag, he's just in chill mode, total chill mode. He, I would say he's the couch potato of the crew. And that's fine. I want him to get his exercise for his health benefits. So he comes with us and he does the lap around the cornfield that we just went on before, the soybean field. And then he's back down chilling. And I like to clock him in. He'll usually up here get 2 to 3 miles. Again, Zorro could get as much as 12 miles. And Chase usually 5, Princess 2 to 3 as well. Let me see questions. Jag, it's funny, I was just talking, I'm going to take you up to see Jag. Cheryl asked about the Jagster. Yes, ma'am, he is always with us. Look at these boys. Silly rabbits, tricks are for kids. Chase! Good boy. Zorro, no. Good boy. Here's the Jag man. Jag says, well, we're going somewhere, Dad? That's Jag straight ahead. Zorro to my right, Chase behind Zorro, and Princess is just lollygagging around the course, which is great. Again, wherever she wants to go, let her do her stuff. It'll get her some exercise. Still alive here? Yes, it's funny. That's good. Hey, ask all the questions you want. This is the time to do it. So I hope I've said this for years, come live more to everybody and tell more about what's going on in WooFDriver world. I do this stuff daily pretty much. We're almost always involved with an activity or doing something dog related, and it's kind of my job. I love it, and of course I love the dogs. That's why I do it. So it's always exciting and something happening and something to tell about, but I just don't always have the time to tell about it. Jeez. So we're in shade right now. Chase! That's Chase. And Princess is still floating around down there. How we doing, Jimmy? Having a tough time? Yep. I think I'll take him for another run. So I'm going to get on the scooter here while he's fixing the equipment. Hasn't been running a little while, the equipment, so it's been really hot here, so we haven't been here as much lately. Okay. I'm going to take the scooter and take him for a ride around the field. Come on, guys! Zorro, no. Come on, good boy. Jag! So this thing can go about 20 miles per hour, which is awesome because I can, for the most part, outrun the dogs. Now I'm usually, like I said, wolf driving, trying to balance them out between the speed of the slowest dog to the energy of the fastest dog. Come on, guys! Princess! So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go, if you were with me on the last run, I went straight. I'm going to go to the left now. Mixing it up is like giving the dogs a different way. So, sorry about that, folks. Oh, I thought I heard a dog. There's other dogs here. Jag! So it's like taking the dogs a different way, a whole new course when you mix it up. Because they will smell their scent. They know they've been there before, and it's not as exciting going in the same territory that you've done. Come on this way, here. And I want to keep it exciting because I want to keep them going as fast as they can, or keep them as enticed as they can. Come on, Princess. Jag, no. Jag. Jag. No, here. Come on. He was going to try to go through the fence. Come on, Princess. And then I'll say, oh, no. Zorro, here. Zorro, here. He wants to go to the thing. Zorro, come on. Hey, Jim, hang on a sec. Hang on, bud. Jim, come on. Zorro, hang on, Jim. He's just running it, and it was catching Zorro's attention, and I wanted him to stay with us. Good boy. Look at Princess. She's running. Hang on. Let me get out of range. Zorro's running back after it. I'm just trying. Let me get down there, buddy.
I had to make sure it was working.
And Princess and Jag, look at that. That's cool. Come on, guys. She is running, so she's feeling better. So this is a grass track, if you will, which is great. Easy on their pads, easier on their paws, and they can bounce on and off of it. There's a little bit of a gravel driveway here. They can stick to the grass if they prefer. They usually like sniffing the firewood because the little animals nest in there. Come on, good boys and good girls. Look at this. Princess and Jag. I love it. Keeping each other company. Jag is these lazy bones because he can run a lot faster. And Princess because of her age. Look at her running. She's the dog closest to the center or to the left. Jag's along the fence line. Look at her go. I love it. Good girl. Good girl, pretty. Come on. Now she'll slow down a little because she's near me. And she says, oh, okay, that's all it was. Come on, guys. Come on. There she comes. See, as soon as she thinks I'm getting out of range, it entices her to run. Come on, good girl. Come on, good boy. So there's soybeans to my right, and there's corn straight ahead. And there's a lot of times you'll find deer laying in the field, nestled between some of the corn or some of the shrubbery, just taking a nap. So I want to be careful for that, because we've come up on them before. The deer get kind of startled because they're sleeping. They usually come out more towards the evening hours to graze, and they're like, hey, what's going on? All of a sudden dogs show up, and the younger deer will want to play with the dogs. I've had that happen before. Sometimes the fawn, and sometimes the mothers will leave them for a little bit. Sorrel! Chase, now! Chase, here! Come on, good boy! It's quite cool to watch. Come on! Good boy. It's quite a spectacle, and I've been fortunate enough to have that happen. And of course, the dogs are always under my control. Nobody gets hurt. Come on! Chase, here! Chase! Here he comes. Come on, good girl. Just like that. Come on, good girl. Good girl. So we're running this field in reverse. Last time we ran it the other way. It's pretty dry out here again, so it gives me the opportunity to actually go faster when it's been a lot of rain. Sometimes the ground will be soft, and the vehicle that I'm driving, the scooter, I call it the rough board, won't be as responsive. Good boys. So I'm giving Princess, because she's on a straightaway, a little bit more of a challenge to catch me, because I want to keep her in. No, nope. They'll stop and they'll start chasing each other right in front of me. So I just don't want them to come to my tire, which they don't, but I have to be ready to stop. You gotta be ready to duck through this. Stay. Oh, guys. Jake. Come on, pretty. Jake. Sorrel. No, stay. Here, stay. So what I'll do is, I'll give him a little audio tone. Sorrel. Good boy. Chase. Now, if I say here, that's my magic word to bring them back to me, but I don't want them to come fully back. So, here. Here. Jag. Good boy. So, I wouldn't say it enough for him to turn around, but not to have to come back, because I'm not calling them back to me. I don't need them to come back. Chase. If they stay right here, they're fine. I just want them to wait. This little vehicle's got a brake on it. This is a good training time too, good practice for them to stay alert. They want to get back to the course. Stay. Sorrel. Sorrel. Chase. Good boys. See, they're testing how far they can go before I start correcting them just with my voice, as I'm doing. You see, they came back, so that's a big plus. And here comes the Princess. And now, as soon as I get on this bike, they're going to start sprinting again. So they want to get back to the course. And they're competitive in nature, because the first one to discover the treasure takes possession of it. Look at Jag eating something. Come on, Jag. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Good boy. And again, that's not part of this property. That's soybeans and corn again. Those are pretty big Maryland staples that we grow here. Sorry, I see it's a little dim back here. So you might not have the same view I do. I apologize. No, no, no. That's a bird. He thought it was a animal, because that's the way they're sensed. Their eyes are trained, and their hearing hones in on movement. Look at Princess running. So my first response is NO, just to let them know I'm in the house. The pack daddy's in the house. Do not mix it up with any wildlife, because I want to prevent that as much as possible. There's all kinds of wildlife out here, from rabbits to possum, raccoons, usually more in the evening hours, but we've run into them during the day. Groundhogs by the tons. snakes, turtles, lions, tigers, bears. No, not that, but we have run into mountain lions on the trails and bears as well. Good girl, Princess. And coming right back into the amazing chase course field. Good girl. And just like that, that puts another almost 3/4 of a mile on them. Just from that. So the dogs that don't chase the lure get activity as well. And the dogs that do chase the lure get extra activity. And it helps settle them down because they're so intensely focused on the lure, like Zorro, that it's great to take their mind off of it. And also important training. If he's ever that focused in on prey or whatever he may be chasing, he's got to be able to respond to me to leave that alone, because I certainly don't want him chasing anything down. Come on, guys. Jag was taking, I looked over and saw Jag was taking a little bit of a possessive posture as Princess was coming over, just because he was observing something he thought he might want to get into, and I just take your mind off. I say, come on, guys. That way, no confrontation. I'm always concerned about that. Huskies are a funny breed like that. So we're coming up on the water coolers. Chased her, getting his cool down on. Cool, man. Got it?
Chase is getting a drink.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I'd give him a chance to get a drink.
That's cool. That's cool. Pretty's doing good.
There he's on.
Zara's going to try to outsmart you again, Jimmy.
He did the last time.
I love when Chase sticks his nose under the water. And you can see everybody stumbling in here. It's like, okay. Princess is actually, she wants to see where the flag is. Hi, good girl. Hi, that's my good girl. It's the best girl in the whole world. Jag's going over to his position to cool down. Jason's looking for some action. Wants to see where the flag is, where he can jump his buddy Zorro. Hi, good girl. So I'm gonna do a mileage reading. I like to keep an eye on that. Okay. Thanks, Mimi. I'm gonna read some of your comments now. Mimi had a mama deer going through the yard yesterday morning. Oh, I've seen so many mama deers with their fawns, and it's so cute. The fawns will get between their legs, of course, while they're standing, and their tails will be wagging, and the fawns have the dots on them, the spots. It's just so cute, so cute. And they're the size of the dogs. Okay, let me see. Here comes Zorro. Look at him chasing the flag. Good, he didn't try to get it. I'm just doing a quick mileage check on this. And right now, Chase is over 2 1/4 miles. Princess is almost 1 3/4, and Zorro's at 3 miles. Just like that. We've been out here for roughly, let's see how long we've been live for. Roughly 45 minutes. Been live for, it looks like, 22 minutes on this feed here. Any questions, folks? I'm here for you. Now's a good time. I can see the screen better. She loves barking. Oh, Zorro didn't get it. You got it past him, Jimmy. He's usually quick. So that barking from Princess is just her getting excited about the flag, which is great. I mean, you know, again, her old age, I love getting her excited about anything. And the whole point that she gets so enthusiastic about the flag means she's engaging. And not only physically, because that's a little limited because of her age and condition, but mentally. And that's as important as well. Oh, Zorro got it.
Zorro, hey!
Zorro! Zorro!
Hey!
Zorro!
Hey!
Good boy. No, no, Zorro. Zorro! Good boy. Jim was trying to play cat and mouse with him, and Zorro caught it. Cat and mouse is just going back and forth, trying to get him enticed. See, when he's enticed, I don't know if you can see him, but he's out there running. And that's a good way across this field both ways. And he needs it. He's just got an insatiable appetite to get as much exercise as he can in. Jag's in his position. He's just relaxing under a tree. I don't know if you can see it or not. Princess knows the flag comes in here, so she waits pretty excitedly when it comes by because she gets her thrill. She says, "Whoa! What happened? He grabbed it?"
He really grabbed it. He grabbed it full blast. Full speed. Yeah. That's why it flew off like it did.
Yes, sir. Zara grabbed that full speed. I'm gonna actually go over here and take a little breather with Jag. The other dogs will probably join me. Jag's in a nice comfortable spot. So we might do another lap or two just to get an even couple miles on the staple exercise, and then everything else is bonus. Jack! I'm gonna sit right here. See, Princess is watching me. Good boys and good girls. Now, the only time you want to be careful on something like this is, I don't know if you can see this, is they can become a little bit possessive of me. So especially Jag, he wants, when you sit here with him, he wants to own you. So he wants all the loving for himself. Good boy, Jag. So want to be careful about that and direct them accordingly. They're not as much on me as I thought they'd be, which is all good. Jag's just sniffing away. So we try to come here about once a week in the hot of the summer. It's a little harder. We have an awning that's being repaired that usually comes off the motor house that I'm looking at right there, where would have been a little barn for the horses, or a little feeding area, if you will. But we have our motors in there for the sport, and it usually has an awning on there. And depending on the conditions, we can light a fan up. The fan will work, hi Zorro, and the fan will spray water too. But it's pretty comfortable here today. Hi, good girl. Hi. And that's the Princess. She's just doing her stuff. Hi, good girl. Hi, good girl. Hi, good boy. So they're going to relax here. Jag went over to his area. Hi, good boy. Hi, good girl. Princess might try to get him on that. Hi, how are you? How are you, good girl? Here comes Chase. Chase says, oh, I wanted part of this too. You can see Zorro, he just laid down. Next time I need to broadcast this in 360 so you can see the interactions and how cool it all is. Hi, good girl. Hi. She doesn't lay down as much because it's a little hard for her to get up, so which is fine. She stays more mobile on her paws than laying down and keep getting up. She will lay down though for here long enough. She might do that now. As you see, Jag's over to the left of me. Oh, she's going to. Yes, she is. Cheryl was saying Z-Man's the fastest. He really is. Chase can give him a good run for the money if he wants. Chase is nibbling on something over there. Did you get it?
Some boys are happy with you.
Oh, yeah. Did you get it, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Cool. And that's Princess you're looking at. She just laid down. And you can see the phones. Yeah, I monitor it on the other phone. Good time to take a breather. Now, as soon as Jim starts the machines, or will leave me for the equipment, for the flag, the toy. Hi, good boy. He wants to give me some slobber. Hi, good boy. I don't know if you saw these. These are interesting pieces. Let me pull this off. Hi, good boy. You're a good boy. This is called a Link AKC, and it's actually comes with a collar right here made for it. This is actually a GPS device independent of the one that I use, the Garmin one that I use to direct the dogs. This one actually has its own status field, so let me show you about that. It's a app called Link, and there it is. It actually gives you, okay, so you see the light there. That, I can light the light on the collar up with that, and I can make it audio, make a sound from it. That would be in case the dog would run away or not be visible. Actually, I lost one of the collars once, and I was able to track it through this on a trail because I hit it off the dog and I didn't realize it, because they can be a little, they make a sport sleeve and I wasn't using the sport sleeve, so they're not as rugged without the sport sleeve, so I hit it off. But I hit the track it like you would track to find your dog. This tells you where the dog is right now, and see the dot and what dog. That's Jag. So if I said directions to Jag, it would take me to him even though he's right with me. The you can have an activity which will tell you how much you've done, how much exercise you've done for the day, or your dog's done. I don't know how it's really measured, but I look on this thing as a Fitbit. Hi, Princess. Because what it does is, the Fitbit aspect of it's really cool. It tells you their activity level for the day. Forget about doing an adventure. It's just an overall activity level. So it'll say, and it's classifying it in some way in minutes. I don't know their algorithm. I don't know if it's exactly scientific, but it actually supposedly measures and gives each dog an approximate average goal of 72 minutes a day. And believe it or not, Princess blows that away every day. I mean, she gets up to 300, almost 400 some days. I don't believe it's actual minutes. I think it's got a way of computing it. I'm not sure. But it's nice because once you know what your dog average is, each dog's going to be different, and all my dogs are different. You can know, hey, why weren't they moving as much? Oh, it's been really hot out, or maybe the dog's not feeling good. So it's kind of at least a way of gauging that. The other cool thing is they connect to Wi-Fi bases at home. They come with a charging base, which doubles as a Wi-Fi extension for the collar. So it'll tell you when, I'm trying to get back to the Facebook app so I can see everybody. It'll tell you when, yeah, we're still live. It'll tell you when, got a question coming in. The dog is in near the vicinity of the base. So if you have it in your house, it'll say, and the dog gets so far away from it, it'll say, this dog has left the base station, left or is away. And if your dog, once you learn where that area is, you'll be able to say, oh, my dog has left the yard. I got to go find the dog. It'll alert you to that. So it's kind of cool. It's not a fence, but it's a way of monitoring the dog's activity and positioning. So, hi, Mariah. How are you? I hope I'm saying that right. Mariah says, hello, I have a husky. He doesn't get as much exercise as he should, though, because we don't have a fenced-in yard. Yeah, it's a problem with huskies especially, because if you don't have a fenced-in yard, and they're escape artists, especially when they're not really exercised a lot, they're need to be challenged, their mind and their body. And when they can't purge it properly, they will get rambunctious in search of something to do. So they'll dig out of a yard, or they'll dig in the yard, dig lots of holes, and they'll find them. So you'll find them down the street, or you might not find them again. They take off. They're prey driven. They're on a scent of something, and they don't think about, where did I come from? What did I do? And a lot of times they won't return home. So it's important. A fenced-in yard for a husky usually consists of a base that's something below the actual fence that they can't dig out of, like a concrete barrier or a pretty thick, deep piece of wood. So they can't dig under the fence. And actually, an 8 or 9 foot fence, minimal, to keep the dogs in, because they can jump also. Huskies can even learn to climb fences. Believe it or not, my fence in my yard is only 5 feet high, and I've never had a husky attempt to even get out of it. And that's because I work them so much. So they're grateful for the time they have at home, and they cherish that rest time, and they are relaxed. Now, I have reinforced it at the bottom, because digging is usually more attractive, in my experience, to the husky than trying to jump over it. Usually they'll dig not to get out of it, but they'll dig for an animal. but that'll happen to be at the fence line because the animals will be on the other side of the fence in some way. They're sent or they're over there because they're not in your yard. They want to avoid the dog. So the dog's digging to get to it. And next thing you know, he says, oh, I'm out. So what I tell people, one of the easiest things to do with a husky when you don't have the time or the space to exercise them is to get a device that you can attach them to the bike. I use something called a Springer. Amazon has a few different choices. This device enables you to attach it to almost any bike, and it's designed in a way that it prevents the dog from pulling you over if they see a squirrel or pulling you in the wrong direction, because it's usually mounted somewhere under your seat or where most of your weight will be centered. So as they pull on it, it won't even budge you. And it'll give you a chance to actually pedal the bike, which you can pedal a lot more than they're going to be able to run. You'll be able to pedal faster, and you'll be able to give them all the mileage they want. And you can do it in your neighborhood. You don't need a special yard. Running on the concrete's fine. Of course, you don't want to do that every day on the concrete if you can varietize that. I'm asking another question here. Yep, you have a 6-foot privacy fence. Um, Danny's on there making fun of me, folks. Okay, how does that work for you, Mimi? Have you ever had any issues with the 6-foot fence? Mariah, another question. Logs likes to run away and dig holes. Yeah, he lays. Now they lay in the holes a lot of times because the earth's cooler or they feel more sheltered. So that's pretty common practice. Yeah, he'll sit outside for hours. Yeah, if you can get, usually you don't, in today's bikes, I use electric bikes, you don't have to be as physically fit. So even people that have handicaps can sometimes get on a 3 or 4-wheeled bike where they don't have to balance themselves. And they can, even a wheelchair, believe it or not, and properly designed, there's some off-road wheelchairs where you can take the dog and actually get him his exercise or her exercise in that way. And remember, a wheeled device is going to give the dog more opportunity. We won't have to work as hard ourselves physically to keep up or to give the dog a lot of exercise, if that makes sense. Back here. So Mimi, tell me how that fence works out. Yeah, it sounds like she's got the brick under the fence, which is what I was saying. You need a barrier because they will dig out. I think they're more likely to dig out than jump out. 6 foot is good size. I've heard of them getting out of 6-foot fences, but again, I've got 5 foot, and my fence is not really a privacy fence at all. It's just a screen. But I'm I'm able to be home with them all day long when we're not out. So almost all day, or somebody's usually home, and they wear their collars that let us know their positioning, or they're inside the house. But the thing is that just keeping them entertained and challenged enough, usually with psychological or physical exercise, will deter them from wanting to get out. The female dug under, and you got the bricks. She did break one board. Yeah, they're relentless.